Hi everyone, and welcome to my new vlog, which is a video blog, Camille Cares. I'm obviously Camille, and I just want to tell you a little bit about myself before we do anything else. First things first, I'm 12 years old, and I'm a Singaporean, which basically means I was born in Singapore, a tiny island state located in Southeast Asia. My family moved to Australia some maybe 8 years ago. I live in Melbourne with my parents, and I'm an only child. All of my extended family on my father's side live in Singapore. I also have relatives in China on my mom's side. I love reading, which is why I've decided to start this vlog doing book reviews. I'll be sharing my comments and views on some books I've read. I may do other things because this vlog isn't just about book reviews, it's about what I care about, hence the name Camille Cares. For now, just to start me off, I'm doing book reviews. Let's start with one of the more recent books, or at least it was pretty recent when this was recorded, from one of my favorite series. The Dork Diary series is written by Rachel, I think it's pronounced Renee Russell. The name of the book is Tales from a Not So Happily Ever After, also known as Once Upon a Dork. This particular one is the 8th in the series, out of the 10 that have been published. There are 2 others, but they're more the kind where you fill in the blanks like it's your diary, and there's other stuff scattered inside. I'm not really sure about those 2 because I haven't read those in a while. Just so you know some of the characters before we start, I'll introduce a few. Nikki is the main character of the series. She's a dorky girl in high school who loves writing in her diary. Chloe is one of Nikki's best friends. She's a chatty, funny, slightly crazy-ish character, and is a bit of a chatterbox sometimes. He's also pretty childish a lot of the time. Zoe is Nikki's other best friend, and she's the more sensible and mature out of the 2. Both she and Nikki are pretty encouraging. Chloe Nikki are pretty encouraging and are always there to help Nikki. All 3 are pretty dorky and seem to love reading just like me. Mackenzie is a mean girl. She's like the rich, popular one that is always making snarky comments about Nikki. She and Nikki are kind of arch enemies. Brianna is Nikki's little sister, who is always annoying her elder sister, but she's also cute, loving, and always there for Nikki. That wasn't all the characters, but just to give you an idea of a few of them. This book is just to give you a bit of insight about Nikki, obviously, as she faints and has an amazing adventure in fairy tale land, which is where she gets transported when she fainted. From there, she desperately tries to get back home. Along the way, she meets many fairy tale characters who, oddly, look and behave quite similarly to her friends and other people she's met. So now I'm just going to share some things that I like about this book. I love the characters, who are always fun and I guess dorky, who I can kind of relate to in a way, because I can sometimes be very talky, like one of Nikki's best friends, Chloe, who I mentioned before, and I kind of like writing in my own diary like Nikki. All of them seem like people who might actually be real, and that makes them more relatable. I've always liked Rachel Renee Russell's writing style because she makes the characters sound realistic and likable, so you can often sympathize with the characters, because everybody has bad days, and sometimes you feel sorry for Nikki if she's having one, which she often does. Also, the writing is always humorous and fun, which brings me to my next point. This, like most of the other books in the Dork Diary series, is really interesting and great for laughs. Some examples are Nikki always has funny things to say in her head, which she's thinking but never says out loud. It's a lot funnier than I make it sound, trust me. Or how Brianna who is Nikki's little sister, who I also mentioned before, is always annoying like Nikki. I love the fantasy element as well, because who doesn't like a little bit of fantasy magic? This book is full of that kind of thing, although admittedly the magic does go wrong a few times. I love the cute, yet I guess you could say arty drawings which Nikki has scattered throughout the book or diary or whatever you want to call it. I love how she draws the funny facial expressions as well as the pretty clothing and hair. Now on to what I don't really like about this book. Surprisingly, I can only think of one thing, but it's a pretty important thing. One of those, that main thing I don't really like about this book, though, is that it's like those books where they faint and pretty much the whole book is Nikki in a weird dream state. Meaning, she faints, and the rest of the book is one big dream. An interesting dream, but only a dream nonetheless. Also, this makes it a little unoriginal because this is kind of what happens in Alice in Wonderland. Just to name one, I'm pretty sure there are more, but I can't think of any right now. Still, I do like the dorky twist on things. This book is overall pretty good. I don't know what it is about the Dork Diary series, but of all the books, this one is pretty fun. Although, all of them are, and most of them are quite relatable. Although this would be the least relatable of all of them because, as I said before, you don't often have such exciting dreams. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 6 because it's honestly not as good as the other Dork Diaries. But I still love the characters, the humor, and the illustrations. I really enjoyed reading this book, but I recommend reading an earlier book from the series first, so that you're more familiar with the characters and know a bit about them before this book, where it basically changes all the characters into a fairy tale form. Still, if you enjoy twists on fairy tales, I really would recommend this, as that's basically what this book is all about. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe for more, and also comments are appreciated. Also, if you have any questions, just comment down below or wherever it is you're meant to comment, and I'll try and answer. Bye! See you next time.